Dear God, I've been trying awful hard to make you proud of me, but it seems the harder that I try, oh, the harder it becomes.
Romans chapter 5 verse 8 in the Passion Translation of the Bible says that, but Christ proved God's passionate love for us by dying in our place while we're still lost and ungodly. You know, we struggle to believe that love stays, and the reason is simple, that somewhere in our lives love left us before. I mean, a parent who walked away, or a partner that changed their mind, or a friend that outgrew us, a leader that disappointed us, a community that didn't fight for us. And so even without realizing it, we've believed a quiet lie that if people didn't stay when they saw our worst, that God won't stay either. But friends, here's the truth. You can't exaggerate God's love. It's impossible. You know, you can overestimate people. You can overestimate relationships. You can even overestimate emotions. But you cannot overestimate the love of God. And that's why we struggle to receive it. Some of us are more comfortable working for God than receiving from God. And we subconsciously think that if I perform well enough, God will love me more. If I do better, maybe I'll be more acceptable. If I try harder, maybe I'll finally deserve forgiveness. But here's the truth. You cheapen the sacrifice of Christ by trying to pay him back. You can't. You were never supposed to. Jesus didn't die and said, okay, now repay me. No, Jesus died and said, now receive me. Grace is not a transaction. It's a rescue mission. You know, we live in a time where people don't actually love love. They love the aesthetics of love. Love that makes them feel good. Love that never requires sacrifice. Love without endurance. Love without inconvenience. Love without showing up on the hard days. And that isn't love. That's sentiment. Because real love says, look, I've seen the ugly parts of you and I'm staying. But culture says, I'll stay as long as you make me happy. Jesus says, no, I'll stay even when you break my heart. You know, culture says, I'll walk away when it gets too hard. Jesus says, I'll be with you always, even to the end of the age. And that's why the gospel is offensive. Because nothing in this world prepares you for a love that does not leave. The love that doesn't make sense. I mean, let's be real. Sometimes we push God away, not because we don't believe in him, but because we don't believe we deserve him. I mean, we think that if he really knew me, he wouldn't stay. And God responds, I've seen everything about you and I'm staying. And you know, sometimes we think that if he knew my secrets, if he knew my past, if he knew my thoughts, and God says, I knew them before you even thought them. I knew your past before you even did them. The secret things. He says, and look, with all that I know about you, I died anyway. Friend, love didn't come because you were perfect. Love came because you were powerless. And your spiritual life changes when you finally believe that you're not trying to earn God's love. You're learning to trust it. That you're not fighting to deserve God's love. You're surrendering to receive it. And you're not living for approval. You're living from acceptance. Because grace doesn't just forgive you. It actually adopts you. So friends, here's my invitation to you today. Stop trying to impress a God who already chose you. And stop trying to earn a love that's already yours. Stop trying to work for a sacrifice that you could never match. Let yourself be loved by God. Because he stayed on the cross so that you will never wonder if he would stay in your life. You're loved on your best days. You're loved on your worst days. You're loved on your confused and your lonely days and your silent days. And you didn't find his love. His love actually found you. Have a blessed day, friends.
But if I pray a little harder, if I follow all the rules, I wonder, could I ever be in love? 'Cause I try and try just to fall back down again. And I ask myself,